Hi, and welcome to the Balanced Body Rehabilitation Series. Today we're filming from PHI Pilates Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name is Christine Romani-Ruby, and I'm a physical therapist. I'm working with Steve Arnowitz today, and we're going to be working on lengthening his iliotibial-band. So Steve, we're going to go ahead and bring one leg up toward the tower. So we'll go ahead and bring this up. Let's bring this foot up in neutral. Okay? And then I want you to lengthen this leg out. So as you know, iliotibial band shortness can cause a lot of problems in the hip, the knee, and the low back. Steve suffers mostly in his hip, but also in his low back. So this exercise has given him a lot of relief, and we've been able to gain a lot of flexibility. Notice that I have him out on the head extender. Since Steve does not have great flexibility, we give him a little bit of help by moving him out onto the head extender. So Steve, we're going to keep this leg nice and strong along the bed, and I just want you to start by warming up that leg. You're going to bend the knee and come in, and then exhale as you press up. Good, and coming in, and press up. Nice job. So I just give him a few repetitions to kind of get his hip warmed up a little bit. Notice that he's not able to straighten all the way, and that's okay. Now, Steve, I want you to straighten as far as you can. Good. Now, holding that position, we're going to try to get him to laterally tilt his pelvis. So reach your right sitting bone into your left hip, and it's almost like this leg is getting a little bit shorter. And then try to release that. So release it. Good. Now, reach again, and then release it. So what Steve's trying to do is turn his pelvis in this direction and then release. And even if a lot of motion doesn't occur, he's contracting his pelvic floor and he's causing a stretch across his iliotibial band. Okay, now Steve, I want you to try to hold that sitting bone into the inner thigh best you can, and let's do a couple more repetitions of bending the knee and then pressing back up. Now focus on the movement from the hip. Pull from the hip joint and then push from the hip joint. We want less knee motion and more hip motion, so we want to see that femur move. Move the femur toward the body and the femur away. Great job. Okay, now Steve, let's move your foot. We're going to come to the other side of the bar. So now we're bringing him into some adduction. We're also outwardly rotating, and we're going to try to keep the great toe area and the ball of the foot on the bar. Okay, so Steve, we think knee and second toe in alignment. Again, reach that sitting bone toward the inner thigh, and you're going to inhale as you push up, trying to keep the outward rotation, and then exhale coming down. And keep those going. Keep your breathing going. Now with this one, it's really important to make sure that they don't straighten the leg all the way if they can't stay in outward rotation, because that IT band will just flip it right into internal rotation if they straighten too far. So we just think of that knee and second toe in alignment. Just two more, Steve, you're doing great. Inhale and exhale coming down, and the last one and coming down. Great, now I'm going to take the bar for you and you can bring that leg down. Let's bring your other foot up now. Of course, you're always going to do both sides, and one thing to remember is that the short IT band may not be the side of the pain, so you have to look at both sides. Now let's think of the same thing. First, just a couple knee bends, bending in and pushing up. Good, and we want to think of that knee in line with the second toe and the ball of the foot rather than the toes on the bar. You're doing great. Good, now go ahead and push that leg up to wherever you can. And let's try to bring this sitting bone into your inner thigh and keep this leg nice and long along the table. That's it. Now holding that sitting bone down, do a few more knee bends. Inhale and exhale. Now begin to think of pulling from the bend of the hip and pushing from your leg. Pull and push. Good. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Think of that knee over second toe. There you go. Last one. And push. Great. Now we'll move that leg over here and go into your turnout. Good, and the knee and second toe in alignment. We want to really think of keeping that not in a real wide turnout, okay? Now as you press up, Steve, think of the sitting bone to the inner thigh and wrap the leg and go ahead and come down. Good, and this leg's a little harder for Steve. He kind of comes into internal rotation. So I'm going to try to keep him from letting any internal rotation occur, even if he can't go so far. Good, two more to go. Inhale as you press up. Good, exhale as you pull down. Last one, inhale up and exhale down. Good, let's go ahead and push it up a little bit, and we'll bring that leg down, bend your knee, and you can relax. Good, so iliotibial band problems, like I said, can affect many different areas of the lower body. So having a good way to stretch them, where the client can work in a PNF stretching environment, they can push and pull on their own, is very effective. So I'll really use this many times for low back, knee, or hip. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope to see you for the next series.